All right, well, thank you very much for joining us today, Andrew.
My pleasure. I hope Alvin's feeling better.
Yeah, we hope he recovers very soon. So the big question on everyone's mind is, what's the current progress of the Lynx vehicle?
Coming along very well. We're building it. We've got rocket engines firing on test stands. We have cockpits being built. We have wing strakes being built. We have wings being designed and built. We have landing gear, and it's all coming together quickly. So it's a very exciting time to be in the hangar in Mojave.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and of course there's a lot going on the business side as well. So clearly we announced a deal in Midland, Texas to expand and have an R&D center in Midland. We also announced a very exciting opportunity in Florida, near the Kennedy Space Center, to fly operations, and should demand be there to put our serial manufacturing and production facilities down there. So there's a lot going on.
Wonderful. I heard rumor that ATK was the ones who were going to be building the composite wings for you. Is that true?
We have not announced anything in that regard, but we do have a company who's working with us to design the wings, and should that design contract go well, then and the pricing's right, then we will certainly have them build them as well.
Wonderful. At this particular point, you guys have said that before any sort of customers fly on the Lynx, that most of, or at least all of your employees will fly on the vehicle first. Has there been anyone who doesn't want to?
I haven't heard anyone yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if there are a few who choose not to. We don't force anyone to fly, and some people have young children. Other people, are not as physically fit as others. So it would not be surprising to me if out of a group of now 50 employees, but perhaps 75 or 100, a few of them decide not to go. But almost all of them will. It's one of the great perks of being at XCOR. If you work for Boeing and Lockheed Martin, you're not going to fly on the CST-100 or the the Orion. So.
Do you feel that, or at least have you noticed like an increased motivation on the side of your employees to make it as safe a vehicle as possible? Oh,
absolutely. When you know that you're going to fly on the vehicle, that your friends are going to fly on the vehicle, I think you take a lot of care. But even if that wasn't the case, our guys are really good, and I've been in those design meetings. We have a weekly structures meeting, weekly electronics meeting, various of the major subsystems, and it's incredible how deep and caring and concerned everyone is. But then we backstop them as well. We have an independent structures contractor, consultant, and other independent third parties who are looking over our shoulder, advising us along the way to make sure that we're doing it the right way.
So can you tell me a little bit about how the relationship developed between XCOR and AtomWorks to build your cockpit?
Well, we went through an early, I don't call it a request for quote phase, but sort of an early bid interest phase, and we contacted a large number of different potential structure suppliers. And then, so there were a large number that sort of went into the funnel. And then as we went more into depth, more of an iterative process, 5 or 6, sort of emerged. And then when we did the first request for quote, there was several. And then we narrowed it down with a best and final offer process, and we put them on contract. So just did a good, thorough, evaluative process that focused on, the technical approach, past performance and price, but lowest price wasn't the deciding factor, and we didn't go with the lowest price manufacturer either. So
interesting. With the Lynx vehicle, just so that we can kind of clarify the different versions of the vehicle, will the Mark I only be the test vehicle, or will paying customers fly on that vehicle, or only Mark II?
Yeah, no, the Mark I will be put into commercial service. We've already sold flights on it. People are very excited to fly in the vehicle. We think it's a great first step. XCOR does things in a very incremental manner. We believe that after the Wright Flyer, people didn't design and build the DC-3. We aren't trying to do that. We did the Easy Rocket, we did the X-Racer, we're doing the Lynx Mark I. which is a big incremental step, but it's the step you have to take at that stage. And the Mark II will be another incremental step to full performance in the suborbital flight regime. And then we have the Mark III, which is a production derivative. So it's very common if you think about it in the airplane construction business. They typically have a couple prototypes that they fly, and they have a production prototype, and they have the production line, and then once that's established, then you start seeing production derivatives coming off the line for very special uses. And so our philosophy is very same, very, very similar.
And with the Mark III, that's when you'll begin to have the payload bay on the top to either have the suborbital observatory or even an extra launcher to get something all the way to orbit.
Yep, the big ski rack.
Yeah.
I figure there's probably some business opportunity there to talk to the folks who manufacture those ski racks, and they can put their name on the side. So, but yeah, that's exactly right. We can have the Planetary Science Institute has a plan to put a large telescope on the top. We have our own plans to have a nano, micro satellite launcher on the back, and all the numbers look like it's going to be a great little launcher. 6 pounds to polar orbit, sort of 400 nautical mile radius, and then about 12 to 15 kilos at low angles of inclination, around 28 degrees, and we think we can get that on a price basis well under $500,000 for a launch with maybe under a week's notice. So that's going to be an incredible opportunity for people.